What up guys, Tawok here, bringing you yet another video from ESO. Today I'm bringing you my spec update since I am now level 30 and it's been months since the last time we've gone over the specs. So, without further ado, the specs. First we'll start off with the two-hand DPS. If you're looking for the Dragon Knight tanking spec, that will be later in the video. So the last time you guys saw me, I had a different spec than what you might see here, but it's relatively the same. Starting off, I'm still rocking the Carve. That's still my main AoE, so that's a go-to skill that I gotta have. You'll see that I'm still using a gap closer, but now I'm still using the Stampede, but I have it morphed by Craft, a guy that viewed my last DPS video, and I morphed it to do more damage as I close from a farther gap, and it actually seems to be working pretty well to start a fight off, especially when I'm soloing. The next ability you'll see is the Uppercut. I'm still using it. I now have it morphed to Wrecking Blow, which will add damage to the follow-up attack. Burning Embers, still using it, still good for the single target DPS. You'll notice here's a good change that I did make. I used to use Claws when I was two-handing. I now use Stone Giant. This knockdown is amazing, and it's a really big damage bonus, so it's pretty helpful when soloing. Pretty damn good for dungeoning too. I'm still using the Standard. It's an amazing buff, and it can be a lifesaver, both soloing and in dungeons. Leap is for PvP, and the Magma Armor buff from Earthen Heart here is meh, and it's only a self buff, and I prefer the group buff, especially for dungeoning. Next up, tanking. Weapon flip! Okay, so with my Dragon Knight tanking spec, you can see I still use Ransack. It's a taunt. This is a no-brainer for any tank. Shield Rush, another no-brainer. I've morphed it to Shielded Assault for the damage shield, which is important when you pull a big group or a boss, or soloing too if you solo with the sword and board. Volatile Armor, yet another no-brainer. Every tank needs a damage shield in every MMO. Like a no-brainer here. Claws, yet another no-brainer. I still need that root. I've done a couple bosses where they summon, 4 or 5 ads, and you got to keep those ads off your healer in any way possible. And this I find to be the best tool that I have right now at level 30. My fifth ability, I kind of switched situationally, but I find that Coagulating Blood is the most beneficial right now. It's amazing because it gives you a great heal, and it gives you armor and spell resistance by 900 for 2 seconds, so it's like your oh shit button. But there have been a few bosses where I could reflect quite a bit of their abilities. You might have saw in one of the last videos. And so on bosses like that, I will flip out for the reflect, which is spacing out on the name here. Defensive Posture. That's my reflect, and like I said, I've seen some bosses where I can reflect a lot of their attacks, and that can be really amazing to keep your healer up on his mana. I'm also using the Standard in my tank spec, same reason I use it in my DPS spec. The buff is too strong to pass up, and it can be a lifesaver. So that's that. Now let's do a little action. So, like I mentioned, I gotta have my gap closer. Wapow! AoEs! Oh, fucker. See that? Tearing shit up. Sword and board. Close the gap. See my buff? I didn't block like a noob. Got my spikes. Seal them down. And a little Dragon Blood just for fun. Cool, there it is guys, my specs as of level 30. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Foolin in ESO.